Are you one of those people that forgets all important dates until somebody gives you a gentle reminder?
Do you ever panic when you leave the house that you've forgotten something? Like shutting the windows?
Perhaps you find it hard remembering where you put your keys.
Or maybe you're one of those people who always forgets their PIN number.
The fact is that none of us have a perfect memory, yet it affects everything we do, and it's our memory which actually helps to define who we are. Taxi! So this programme is about giving your memory a workout, understanding how we remember things both long and short term, and what we can all do to prevent those annoying memory lapses we all get from time to time. All right, driver, to Memory Manor, please. Welcome to How to Improve Your Memory. For one day only, we've taken over Longleat House in Wiltshire, the home of the 7th Marquess of Bath, and transformed it into our own Memory Manor. We've remodelled it into a purpose-built laboratory to explore how our brain works, what memory skills we're born with, and what parts of memory we can improve upon. And whether you're 9 or 90, we'll be revealing some useful tricks of the trade to make us all a little less forgetful.
Right now, all over the manor, we're putting 100 volunteers through their paces with a series of tests and experiments to assess their memory strengths and weaknesses. They're not memory experts, they're just ordinary members of the public like you or I who have the occasional memory lapse. And we'll see just how much of a difference a good memory can make to their lives. Well done. And you'll be able to take part at home too.
Throughout the programme, you'll be able to assess your own memory skills with our special interactive tests. You can take part with a pen and paper, and there are extra instructions on CFAX, page 615, or by using the grid in some of today's papers. Or, if you're a digital viewer, press red now and let your set-top box do the work. It won't cost you a penny, and you'll get personalised feedback directly relating to your answers. Remember, whenever you see this sign, it means reach for your pen or your remote as the question's about to come up. So if you haven't pressed red yet, now's the time to do it.
And whilst you're testing your own grey matter, we'll also be following a handful of our volunteers back home to see just how their memory foibles affect them day to day. We'll be giving them memory strategies to help them and you forget less and remember more. We'll be meeting the singer who forgets his lyrics.
We can't forget, we must forget all time. Right.
The children's entertainer who finds getting to the party is no laughing matter.
I have not got an idea of where we're going now.
And the teacher who can't remember the names of his pupils.
I really don't know who's gone.
All that's still to come.
For centuries, it was widely believed that memory was rooted in the heart. It seems bizarre, but it was only 500 years ago that it was generally recognised that it was a function of the brain. Our memory breaks down into 3 key processes: acquisition, storage, and retrieval. We take information in through our eyes, ears, or touch. Our brain then processes the information and places it in a store from where it's retrieved when it's needed. And it's a process we can actually monitor. An hour ago, we asked Rick Sharp to memorise a list of names and faces.
Eric.
Michelle.
He's now being shown a series of faces and being asked if he recognises any of them, and if so, whether he can remember the name.
Eric.
At the same time, Dr. David Donaldson and his research assistant Graham Mackenzie have been monitoring his brain activity with an EEG or electroencephalogram machine. Rick's sitting in a Faraday cage to prevent outside electrical signals interfering with the readings.
So here we can see the brain activity as it's being recorded from Rick's electrodes on his scalp, and it shows the change in voltage over time from the individual electrodes. But we can then go and look at the actual average data, and this shows the pattern of activity looking down onto the top of the head, so the nose would be at the top here, and this is the left and the right. And you can see the different pattern of activity for when Rick could remember just the face versus when he could remember the face and the name. And you can see the red area shows the activity related to remembering the face at the back of the head, and there's additional activity at the front when you could also remember the name. This shows really that memory is a very complex interaction between the different parts of the brain.
Even now, scientists are still discovering how this system works.
Now it's time to find out about your memory. So if you haven't pressed red yet, grab your remote and do it now. Excuse me, ladies, or grab a pen to note your answers. Here in the Great Hall, our Memory Manor 100 are also gearing up for the first interactive challenge. They'll be using keypads to answer, and we'll be getting their results so you can see how you measure up to them. Our memory can only process information if we noticed it in the first place. Take a £1 coin. The chances are at least one has passed through your hands today. But just because we might see something every day doesn't necessarily mean we notice the finer detail if we're not primed to. So, here's your question. Which way does the Queen's head face on a £1 coin? Is it to the left or to the right? If you're playing along at home, grab your pen and paper and jot down question 1 for the pound coin test, followed by your answer, left or right. You've got until the timer in the bottom left-hand corner runs out to make your choice. There's a space provided in the pull-out newspaper grid, and you can also find the details on CFAX, page 615. So, have you got your answer? Well, let's see if the Memory Manor 100 agree with you. Well, 44% of you think that the Queen faces to the right on the £1 coin, and 56% of you think she faces to the left, and indeed it is the 44% of you that are correct. She does in fact face to the right. Well done.
Well, as you saw, most of our volunteers here actually got that wrong.
Although we see pound coins every day, for most of us, it isn't important to remember the way the Queen's head is facing.